Hey, my crib tribe. So, Kill My Darling. That's what the title is, and I'll explain what I'm thinking here. So, it's been a lifetime of getting to this point of building a game. I'm not a programmer. Never have been. I mean, I know the basics of languages as far as computer, but it's just not my skill set. And it always scared me to get into a serious game build because my hair is just. But get into a serious game build, it's just a skill set I don't have. So, I started off writing books. I was a ghostwriter, but I had some successes there. And then I thought I'd write my own books, but writing, I love the process of writing. It's awesome, but I don't like the process of sharing that writing. One, I'm dyslexic. That doesn't mean I can't make a good book. I've had a lot of awesome feedback on my books, but I just never published them. I just because it wasn't the medium I really wanted to work in. So I pinned out 3 books, finished 1 pretty much, except for the final edit process. But I was looking for more. I just didn't want to write a story. And then I always loved Which Way books. Those were always my favorites growing up before video games. And so I was looking around, found Choice of Game. Now this offered me more of a visual storytelling, which I really was excited about. But as I was building this project, it was just... Don't get me wrong, I love Choice of Game books. I love the company. I love the people involved there. I was there for a very long time, and I had an awesome time, and I still think the books are awesome. But I was hitting too many walls in the design process. I wanted to do more, and I couldn't. Not without serious learning of language, which I started. But then I found out that unless I wanted to support the book myself and not through the platform, they're not going to support all the extra stuff I was trying to do, which I understand, because it's very complex to get into that. So I kind of petered out on that. And then my grandsons introduced me, about a year ago, my grandsons introduced me to Roblox. I was super excited. Roblox had a lot more of what I wanted to do. The design process, the visual storytelling. But there again, I kept running into roadblocks. Running into walls and barriers in what I could do. Because what I want to do is more, I don't want it as big as like Fallout or Witcher or something like that, but something epic in that scale. That's always been my goal. So I finally, I worked on the game on Roblox for about 7 months. And the design process was awesome. I had no problems with the design process. It was the language and the programming and the higher functions, and then I was bringing in other scripters, and I still wasn't getting what I wanted. There was a lot of talented people there helping me. I made a lot of great friends, but wasn't what I wanted. It wasn't where I wanted to get. And so I really started thinking about, for several months, probably 4 or 5 months, I was thinking, why don't we change this into an actual video game? But then again, I was thinking, well, I gotta know all these languages. I gotta know like C++ or something. So it was holding me back. And then finally, I got looking at several of the game engines, and I'm really impressed what you can do without knowing language. It doesn't mean I won't have to learn it, which I'm not thrilled about. But just out of the gate, I can do so much of what I want to do with the game without knowing how to, just using the blueprints. So I decided on Unreal Engine. I know the other one, God, it slips my tongue now, Unity, is great for first-timers. But I went with Unreal for a couple of reasons. it's got the blueprints, it's got a huge library. The videos I've watched are really helpful, and I'm sure I'm going to have to learn some programming, which C++ is probably the hardest of them all for someone like me. But after that, I got excited about it, but man, I put all this time and effort into Roblox. That's where it's kill your darling. I love the project. I love what I've done with it. I loved all the support and everything that went into it, but it's not going to reach where I want to be. And so I am going to move to Unreal Engine, and I'm going to start from scratch, basically. I've got a whole lot of learning to do, and it's going to way push back my goal of when I want the game out. But I think in the end, I'm going to be a lot happier. And I made a lot of mistakes starting out too with Roblox. I was making the environment, but I never really got the functions of the game working. So this time around, I'm going to start with the functions of the game. I have a nice list of functions. I'm going to do what I want with the game this time. It's a little bit scary because, I'm not going to be making any money on it unless I'm successful with it. And it's going to be a long road to get it done because it's just me. I have 6 other projects I want to do. If I can make this one successful, I'm a great storyteller. I mean, I played D&D for 30 years. I was a dungeon master. I've written stories, so I have a lot of storytelling skills. And to me, a great game has to have, first most, an awesome story. A strong storyline, even if the game's not that awesome, can keep me involved. Now, second, I want great graphics. I want great game mechanics. Simple. I don't like games that make you do 50,000 things to get one thing done. Now, not to say there won't be some complexity to it. But I'm going from a multiplayer game to a single-player game for the story mode. And then it's the other reason I went with Unreal Engines, because, I know nowadays you gotta have multiplayer, but I think as you progress in the game, you can unlock maps and then play the Unreal maps, or the game maps. That's my idea right now, but multiplayer's kind of last on the list for me. I've always been a story player, game player. The storyline has always been the most important to me. Multiplayer, I was never much of a multiplayer. I know it's more nowadays, that's kind of the thing, is multiplayer. So I'll have to put a lot of thought into it and take care to put out a good multiplayer version of it. But for now, I'm just going to focus on the game. But since I didn't document all the Roblox path I took, you can go back and look at a lot of what I did. But this time around, I'm going to start from the beginning. And I hate video blogging. I really do. It's so time consuming. But I really want to do a really good job of documenting my successes, my fails, and then you guys can give me feedback on the game as I go into it. I've got to, so right now I'm working on the first monster, which in the game they're bugs, and I'm making my first spider in Blender. Now there's a lot of wonderful tutorials out there, so I don't have the software set up yet on the laptop to record, so I'm probably not going to have the spider build up there. Maybe towards when I do the rigging. And these won't be tutorials, because for the most part I don't know what I'm doing. These are going to be more of a how not to do things, probably. So, but that's where I'm at with this, where I'm going to go with the game. I'm thinking realistically 3 to 5 years for the game build. But I'm really into game design. I always have been in some fashion or another, but after working in Roblox and having so much success there, I was just like, I gotta build a full game. I really do. So wish me luck. Please provide any feedback as I build, and come along for the journey. So y'all have an awesome day. Create something awesome, and I'll see you.